Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to Nine Nar Trees podcast. Today I will summarize and review the book. The Art of War by Sun Tzu is one of the most influential works on strategy ever written, originally composed for military leaders and later embraced by readers far beyond the battlefield. Structured as a compact set of principles and observations, it examines how to prepare for conflict, how to position resources, and how to win while minimizing cost. Rather than celebrating brute force, the book emphasizes intelligence, adaptability, timing, and the careful management of morale and logistics. Its enduring reputation comes from the way its ideas translate into modern life: competition in business, negotiation, leadership under pressure, and personal decision-making. Readers encounter a framework for thinking clearly when stakes are high, when information is imperfect, and when opponents are actively shaping outcomes. Even in brief form, it offers a disciplined mindset, define objectives, understand the environment, assess strengths and weaknesses, and act decisively with a plan that fits reality. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, strategic foundations, planning, assessment, and advantage. A central theme in The Art of War is that victory is built before action begins. Sun Tzu lays out a planning mindset that prioritizes assessment of conditions and the comparison of capabilities. He urges leaders to evaluate factors such as purpose, cohesion, leadership quality, and the practical realities that shape performance. In modern terms, this reads like a guide to competitive analysis, clarifying goals, diagnosing constraints, and understanding what kind of advantage is actually achievable. The book frames strategy as a discipline of choosing the field, the timing, and the method, rather than reacting emotionally once pressure arrives. It also highlights the importance of preparation that is not visible to outsiders, from training and organization to the alignment of incentives. For readers in business or leadership roles, the principle translates into building a decision process that separates wishes from evidence. Instead of chasing every opportunity, Sun Tzu advocates concentrating on scenarios where you can create favorable odds. The deeper lesson is that good plans are comparative, not absolute. Success depends on how your position relates to rivals and to the environment, not on effort alone. Secondly, winning without prolonged conflict, economy of effort and cost control. Sun Tzu repeatedly warns about the hidden costs of conflict, especially when it drags on. He treats time, resources, and morale as strategic assets that can be depleted by indecision, overreach, or unnecessary confrontation. This is not a call for passivity, it is a call for efficiency. The book argues for actions that accomplish objectives quickly and with minimal waste, favoring methods that reduce the need for repeated battles. In contemporary settings, the message resonates with project management, organizational change, and competitive strategy. Prolonged struggles consume attention, burn budgets, and create fatigue that weakens future performance. Readers can apply this thinking by defining success conditions early, setting limits on what a campaign can spend, and identifying the simplest path to the goal. Sun Tzu also implies that leaders should measure second-order effects, such as reputational damage and internal disruption, not just immediate wins. The emphasis on economy of effort encourages a preference for leverage, where a smaller move creates an outsized impact. Ultimately, the book promotes disciplined restraint: do what is necessary, avoid what is merely dramatic, and protect the long-term capacity to compete again. Thirdly, information, deception, and psychological leverage. Another core topic is the role of information and perception. Sun Tzu treats uncertainty as the natural condition of conflict, which makes intelligence gathering and interpretation critical. He also discusses the strategic use of deception to influence an opponent's choices, focusing less on trickery for its own sake and more on shaping expectations and forcing mistakes. In modern leadership and negotiation, this can be understood as managing signals: what you reveal, what you conceal, and how you steer the other side toward decisions that benefit you. The book's psychological dimension includes understanding fear, confidence, and momentum. It suggests that morale and clarity of purpose can be as decisive as material resources. Readers can apply these ideas ethically by focusing on reducing their own blind spots, testing assumptions, and improving situational awareness. Competitive environments reward those who see patterns early and who avoid telegraphing intentions. At the same time, Sun Tzu implies that self-deception is fatal, so honest internal reporting matters. This topic encourages a balanced approach: gather reliable information, protect sensitive plans, and recognize that many contests are decided by perception, timing, and composure rather than direct force. Fourthly, terrain, positioning, and adapting to conditions. Sun Tzu pays close attention to the environment, often discussed as terrain, distance, and positioning. He emphasizes that the same action can succeed or fail depending on context, and that leaders must adapt rather than rely on fixed routines. The concept of terrain can be broadened to include market conditions, organizational culture, regulatory constraints, and even team dynamics. The strategic takeaway is that you should select positions that amplify your strengths and reduce exposure to weaknesses. This includes choosing where to compete, not just how to compete. Sun Tzu's approach encourages leaders to read the landscape and anticipate how it may change. It also highlights movement and flexibility, the ability to shift plans when conditions evolve without losing coherence. For modern readers, this topic supports scenario thinking and contingency planning. Instead of treating a plan as a promise, treat it as a hypothesis that must be adjusted as new information arrives. Positioning also includes controlling access and pathways, which can translate into controlling distribution channels, communication lines, or decision rights. The overall principle is pragmatic. Success comes from fit between strategy and conditions, not from stubborn commitment to an idealized approach. Lastly, leadership, discipline, and coordinated execution. Beyond tactics, the art of war focuses on what makes groups act effectively under pressure. Sun Tzu highlights leadership qualities such as steadiness, credibility, and clear judgment. He also underscores discipline, training, and consistent standards because even good strategy fails without reliable execution. A key insight is the relationship between structure and autonomy. Teams need guidance and order, yet they also need the ability to respond quickly to changing situations. The book suggests that confusion, divided authority, and unclear rewards weaken performance and invite defeat. Applied to modern organizations, this topic aligns with operational excellence, clear roles, aligned incentives, and communication that reaches the front line. It also speaks to culture, because morale and trust are not accidental. Leaders must set expectations, protect cohesion, and handle mistakes in a way that preserves learning rather than fear. Sun Tzu's emphasis on preparation reinforces that execution quality is not improvised in the moment. It is built through habits, rehearsal, and logistical readiness. Readers can use these principles to strengthen team coordination, run projects with fewer surprises, and lead with calm consistency when circumstances become uncertain. In conclusion, this book is best suited for readers who want a concise, principle-driven approach to strategy, business leaders, entrepreneurs, managers, negotiators, students of history, and anyone facing high-stakes decisions where resources are limited and uncertainty is high. It can benefit a reader's life by strengthening how they think, not just what they do. The Art of War encourages clear goals, realistic assessment, disciplined preparation, and a preference for efficient outcomes over exhausting struggles. It also trains readers to pay attention to context, timing, and human psychology, which improves decision-making in careers, relationships, and personal projects. Compared with many modern strategy books that focus on a single domain or a specific methodology, Sun Tzu offers portable mental models that remain useful across changing environments. Its enduring value lies in its compactness and reusability. Readers can revisit it during planning cycles, negotiations, or transitions, and extract practical reminders about cost, positioning, information, and execution. If you want a classic that continually sharpens judgment and helps you compete more intelligently while avoiding unnecessary conflict, this book is worth buying and keeping within reach. If you would like to support Sun Tzu, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.